How much you want to bet this rotor doesn't come off? We went over the tire being stuck, and now we need to get this rotor off, but we are not doing brakes on this. They declined brakes. And I had said, well, you still got plenty of life. See how they're worn unevenly? But I can tell this vehicle sat a while. You know, here's the outside surface, rusting there and there, so not good contact. But if you go here, backside, nice and pitted and nasty. So why am I taking the rotor off? Well, we've got a bad wheel speed sensor, and these, around these parts, they don't just come out. If I go to take that out, the rust swells around that sensor and it just snaps in half pretty much every time. Sure, I could give it a shot, spray it down with penetrant, take that bolt out, and start wiggling it around, and hopefully it doesn't snap. But we wanted to also just kind of get everything cleaned up, make sure all 4 wheels come off in case they like have a problem in the future, flat tire or whatever. I saw the uneven pad wear, knew there was some sort of issue, and that this vehicle had sat for a long time. It's just like a indication, you know, seeing the rotor like this, that it sat for a while. And then it tries to clean itself up, and it does what it can. So if you look at these clips, we got 2 bent clips. I looked right down there before I took the caliper off. Uneven pad wear. The pads don't move, they're not sliding. Just as expected. See how this guy moves? This guy, no movie. That one's froze up. So while I'm already doing this wheel speed sensor, let's just decline to replacing pads and rotors. It's just really quick, like clean everything up for them, grease what needs to be greased, unstick what needs to be unstuck. Try to be a nice guy. But as we're moving forward, we run into the tire issue. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun. So how are we gonna get this rotor off without hammering the absolute piss out of it? It does not have the holes where you can press bolts against the hub surface to get that rotor off. We have to hammer here in between lug studs, get the vibrations going to break it free of the corrosion. We can't hit it on our contact surface. We gotta hit here. How many whacks is it gonna take? Is it gonna come off? How long do we gotta soak it in penetrant before it creeps its way in there and unfreezes it? Kind of like the old Tootsie Pop commercial with the owl. You remember that? How many sprays of blaster does it take to get to the center of the rotor? Got my fucking hammer. Alright, that was stupid easy. I thought it was gonna be like the wheel. How's the wheel with these big old gaps in it, barely any contact surface, rotor to wheel, gonna be that stuck? Look at the contact area here when I pull this off. Ugh. Ugh. Alright, we just stuck on the brake. E-brake shoes, parking brake shoes, whatever you want to call it. Oh, it's not an emergency brake, it's a parking brake. No. Dude, you know what I'm talking about. I'm surprised it's not all lipped out to the point that I gotta adjust the parking brake to get it off. This guy's just coming off. Well, that was one heck of a surprise. That was almost seems like this hub had got a thin film of grease in the past or something. Very thankful for that. Like I said, it's not necessary to do if you rotate your tires or something every once in a while. Looking at all the rust on this rotor, the buildup, the rust here, here, we got lots of rust flakes just falling off of this. That contact surface on the inside of the rotor looks very clean. I think it had a thin film of grease on it. Live action while I work video, no editing. I was expecting it to be a really cool video, but that's how you take a rusty rotor off, guys. And I think maybe some of that PB Blaster that I had sprayed in there a day ago, through the holes of the lug studs through the wheel, it had actually made its way to the rotor. I think that was the case. Maybe it wasn't previously greased up. Maybe it was. I don't know. But I think that's what really helped us there. It had creeped its way in through, because I was spraying it through each lug stud hole for the sake of the wheel, not even considering bonus penetrant for hub to rotor when I take the rotor off. Now that rotor's off, we can get right up in here is our wheel speed sensor. We can see it. So we got the spray on the wheel speed sensor. I should have soaked that as well yesterday, whatever. But there we go. I soaked it. Happy? We can take our punch, because it's undoubtedly going to be seized in there, rust weld together, and pop it from this side. Boom. We got the replacement sensor and wiring harness right there. Comes as one long, I don't know, about 6 foot section on these 4 trucks. We have a lot of buildup on that sensor. It's like magnetic. Could be like throwing off the sensor, causing all the lights on the dash, traction control, stability track, whatever model make you have, whatever version, ABS light on, all that. Could throw it off, but I've already diagged this. This is a dead sensor. It's going to the grave. Now with the brakes disassembled, we have an opportunity to properly clean, grease everything, so they don't have a problem in the future. They get a flat, they can take their wheel off. We can extend the life of these pads that they have left exponentially. I don't know what's going on here, but it's got a bent tab. It's got bent hardware right there. I don't know the story, but wow. Like, how did that tab even get bent? I mean, the caliper totally, look, it's totally covered by the caliper. See that? I don't know what the story is here. They don't know either. They've only had the truck a little while. But we'll get everything cleaned and greased. And instead of them having like 5,000, 10,000, whatever miles before this starts grinding, with these pads actually moving and not being frozen in, they'll get a ton more miles out of these rear brakes before they finally have to do them, and they'll get new rotors with their next brake pad change, obviously. Those are bad rotors, but I mean, as long as you're not a horrible driver, don't need to stop in an emergency, you'll be all right.